PTF and Mikee P, we've got bonus coverage, coast-to-coast bet on Friday. This wager, retail only. That means the sharpest bettors with direct access to the pools. The CAW players are not participating from a game selection point of view. This is where you want to be. 15% takeout and a $1 minimum, which also helps players. We're going to go through this sequence and give you some ideas of what we're going to be playing. We'd also love to hear what you're going to be playing. Give us your thoughts in the comments about these Friday cards at Gulfstream and Santa Anita. We kick off with Gulfstream's 7th race, an allowance race, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Mikey, how do you want to light this candle?
So no numbers yet on these PPs, but I'd imagine that they are going to stick to pretty much where they are in the order right now. So I'll give you names. It's hard to give numbers here.
I'll back you up. I got the numbers.
Oh, you have numbers? Okay, good. Okay, so I think the number 4 is going to be Mish. This is a Safi Joseph here with IRAD. Galloped last time on December 15th at Gulfstream in a 2X wild favored. It looks the speed in here looks fast, but I would use another one in here also. The one directly beside that one, Beeline. Now this horse, if you look back, 2 nice wins at Gulfstream to start the career last year for Riley Mott. Then tried the Pat Day Mile. I mean, it was sub 10-1 in that spot. Ended up 7th, really in a tough race. I do think then tried an allowance race at Churchill's, but off since then. This horse has speed, could have some growl potential. So I do think it's a Mish and Beeline to start this coast to coast.
I'm very similar. I also had Mish on top for Safi Joseph. Has a terrific body of work. And I like that while this horse has speed, also isn't an out-and-out need the lead type. So if somebody wants to go crazy on the front end, might be able to sit off and stalk and pounce and win. I also was going to use number 6, Pay Zone, in here. Just felt like this horse was distributing energy inefficiently last time. Bit of a flow move up coming out there. Could get caught chasing wide. That's not a trip I love. But that last race and this one's speed make me think this is one I want to keep on side as a backup at least. 4 and 6 for me, 4 and 5 for Mikey as we head out to Santa Anita, their 2nd race. This maiden for 4 and 5-year-old Calbreds going 6 furlongs. Going to have a very big favorite in here to deal with. That's number 5, Uncle Chili. I think this horse is going to take an awful lot of beating for the Hot Mike Pipey barn. Has had some chances, but coming into form now and just looks like the best of these. I was going to keep it simple with Uncle Chili. Are you with or against, Mikey?
I'm with. It's hard not to be with. This looks a bit of a now or never spot, right? I mean, this horse is 0 for 6 lifetime, has a couple shares, certainly has plenty of speed. Now, 4-year-old maiden, you're adding blinkers. You're supposed to get the front in here. Unless one of these first-timers jump up, I do think that this horse should win this race. Really, no excuses. So live and die with the 5 there. If you were going to back up, maybe you could use the 2 coming from Pleasanton. But I don't know. I think it's a single way on the 5.
Yeah, we'll see how that Pleasanton horse classes up. Would be the other one, but I think rather than having those 2 and having just, 80-90% of the market cut out, I'm going to try to take a little bit of a stand with the one I think will be the clear-cut favorite in the end, number 5, Uncle Chili. We're in lockstep there as we head back to South Florida for race number 8. Florida-bred fillies and mares, an allowance race going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Mikey, we'll keep it with you.
So 2 deep here, and I do think Pleasant Embrace looks pretty tough in this race. Now, this horse ships down for Kelly Breen, was racing at upper-level claimers at Monmouth in the fall of last year. I mean, 50 claimers at Monmouth are pretty tough races. And if you look through this race, there's a lot of horses that have been racing in the 20 level, some even lower than that. So this horse has plenty of speed. Barn 5 for 34 at the meet, always brings them ready to go. Nice workout there back on January the 25th, 1 out of 101, 47 breezing. Looks ready, looks primed, looks speedy. I think is going to be tough. If I was going to use another, though, I'd use Breezy Bella. This horse came off a double bar layoff to win at Tampa, breaking the maiden in a maiden special weight. Now, the figure was a little bit slow, but I do think that this horse was bet first time out back in 23, took some money on that maiden win at Tampa. So interesting horse for me to show up at South Florida. I'd be heavy on the 6, but a little bit of 2 there. Race number 8 at Gulfstream.
I had a different on top pick, and I also liked your number 6, Pleasant Embrace. The 4, Happy Ride, I thought was interesting. Tough to settle on one confidently here, but I thought you could maybe make a case that Happy Ride could be the best speed, another that's shown the ability to pass. That was a pretty salty group for the level last time, and this is a weaker one. You made the case well on Pleasant Embrace. Super logical if ready off the break, and those last 2 bullet works suggest maybe she is. 4 and 6 for me, 6 and 2 for Mikey as we head back out west to Santa Anita for their 3rd race. Kind of cool, this sequence taking place all in just about 1 hour's time. If they make that a habit, maybe, just maybe, we'll have to do a live stream for one of these coast-to-coast bets. I've always thought about doing that. We've never quite gotten around to doing it. Here we have 3-year-old colts, maiden claiming at the $25,000 level, and Winds of Freedom just looked loose to me in this spot, Mikey, getting back onto the preferred surface. I was going to keep it simple once again with these Santa Anita races and just try to hit them runner. What do you think of Winds of Freedom? You have any alternative suggestions in Santa Anita's 3rd?
So this is a 4-horse race, and really you hate to give up equity using more than one horse in this race. My problem with Winds of Freedom is the horse is extremely hit and miss. The hits are very sharp. They're nice speed wins. If you look back, November 30th, easy speed win. September 5th at Del Mar, another speed win. But the other races are stinkers. And I don't know. They're in for 25 here. They've been racing for 50. It doesn't scream live to me. So I think to lock this race up, I would also use the 2 Far Western. Now, 7-2 morning line. This horse has faced the Winds of Freedom in the past. You're adding Lasix here. This horse has a win over this racetrack back on October 18th. The other 2, I don't think have much of a chance in this race. So I hate to go too deep in a 4-horse race, but I think for safety purposes, I'm slim other places. I'd lock this race up with 2 and 4.
All right, there you go. Let's head to our pay leg, race number 9 from Gulfstream Park to close this thing out. And here we've got 3-year-old colts, Florida bred maidens on the turf. Interesting little race. I'm straightforward in here. The 2, Cocktail War, I thought ran an impressive enough turf debut in a race. And this is what I like. All 4 runbacks from that race have improved their figures. One of them won. They've all improved their figures. I like the jock, Saez, with this draw. I think he'll be aggressive. I think Cocktail War might take some beating to close out the Coast to Coast Friday. Pick 5. What do you think?
I think Cocktail War is obvious. Got to the grass last time, showed, and I thought really nice speed on the inside and wanted to fight late. Now, Bluff was favored in there, got a perfect trip, perfect ride to win. This horse lost the crop. Now, I don't know that made a difference in winning and losing, but I just like the progression. I like the stretch out and the speed. I think this horse is on the front end again and should take them. I don't see anybody else that really has a chance. I thought Lower Broadway had a perfect trip last time and couldn't capitalize, so I don't want that one. The only other horse in the race you could maybe back up is Blue Casanova. Just wide trip, really was moving forward late and has done that in both of the starts, but I'd be heavy Cocktail War here to finish out this pick 5.
So that would be the number 8, Blue Casanova, as a possible backup. We're tight enough in other places that I don't mind this. I think this is a sequence from a wagering strategy point of view. Take our picks, hammer them, and hope for the best. Not going to get cute and spread a lot just because with these shorter fields at Santa Anita, it's going to be very tough. You're going to be bleeding equity to overspread, in my opinion, in a situation like this. Is that what you're thinking in terms of wagering strategy here?
Absolutely. I'd be thin here. I mean, especially with these short fields. Now, the pools have been high. I mean, last Friday, they had over 100,000 in this wager. It paid very well. It paid over $7,000. These coast to coast have been paying very well over the weekend. Horses on Saturday, we hit it, Jackson and I. It was close to $4,000. There wasn't a horse to pay over $11 in the sequence. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a bomb to make these things pay. So I do think that this race is very approachable. The sequence is approachable. So you can go slim and try to catch it. And I do think that it will pay well enough that it will be worth it.
And you're not just red boarding there. We've got coverage of Gulfstream and Santa Anita every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some of it you'll see here on the YouTube channel. You'll get all of it if you subscribe to the In the Money Players podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We do have YouTube exclusive content like this. It's easy to miss if you're not subscribed with those notification bells on. And if you want to do even more to make sure we've got you covered, we got a free email that comes out that puts a lot of our content in one place, inthemoneypodcast.com/email. For Mikey P on PTF, we'll be back soon on the In the Money Media YouTube channel.